Welcome to my channel. This is Mario Lloyd, also known as Real Estate Guru PK. On this channel, we talk about my real estate endeavors. We also have the top real estate producers and the top entrepreneurs in the country. Be sure to click the link below with Justin P with his Support Black Colleges marketing course. Also with Jason White's Crack the Code affiliate link, click that below as well. Also to support the channel, Webull, M1 Finance, Chase, Discover, Robinhood, and Public, a stock trading app. We hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Real Estate Guru PK signing up. Man, so this is like a cautionary tale, like for all my future landlords, investors. Like, basically, this podcast is about Jerome. He's like the big guy that I was recording in like my rehab. And he so this whole 2023, I've done like I've done a rehab every other month, like either every month or either every other month. But I've been fixing things since January. After my first rehab with the firehouse, I did I want to say 3 houses on the same street. I did 10317, then I did my flip, and then I did Flamingo. Then I came back to Pennsdale with my halfway house, and then I did a full renovation on the same street on Fairland. So I did I literally did four renovations on the same street. I brought 4 houses. I had 5 on the same street, but now I currently have 4 on the same street. So money kind of was, I needed a plumber. I needed a really good plumber. So I decided to rent out to Jerome, and I let him pay with his rent money. And he rented out to me. He pays me every 3rd and every 18th, like $650. I went up on rent like a couple of months ago. I went up $50. So he's paying me $1,350. Like, you can get $1,600 in South Park Sunnyside right now. So him paying me $1,350 is like a blessing, basically. I really don't go up on my tenants, but I need to, and I've started this year. Like, I'm trying to get everything up to $1,600. The only people that are paying me less than $1,600 is Jerome, this guy on Herschelwood, and then my Section 8 tenant. It's just 3 people. Everybody else is paying me $1,600 to $2,000 a month. So Jerome is like one of the few that I'm basically letting them make it. And I already told him, I told him that, you're not finna get $1,350 anywhere else. So when he first moved in that house, he told me he got the electric in his name. He got the gas in his name, but he never got the water bill in his name. And he told me like, oh, they about to charge me, blase. So he was paying with rent like the first 6 months. He's been my tenant for like 2 years now. First 6 months he was paying with rent, and it was cool because I'm strapped for cash a lot. I'd rather pay people with credit card. So I started paying them with that app called I forgot what it was called. Started paying with the app. Basically, it's for investors and contractors. The contractor has to have a valid license, and you sign them up. So I use my credit card. It's basically to safeguard both parties. So they basically turn your credit card into cash, and he gets paid cash, and I charge it on my credit card, but they charge me a percentage. So I paid him with that app. I can't remember the name right now. I paid him with that app, and he was like complaining about it taking too long because it takes like, I want to say a week for the process, and then he gets his money. And the first 6 months he was paying with his rent money. Then I started paying him with the app. So we knock out the firehouse, and then, and this is the whole house, the whole plumbing. So it's like, most contractors charge between $3,000 to $4,000. He did a whole pipe job for the firehouse. He added a restroom. He dug. he dug up the line for everything, and so it was cool. First three houses was cool. And I think the first house I paid him like $8,000. Like most plumbers would have charged me 10. I paid him 8. We negotiated. I paid him 8. I paid most of that with the rent money, and then I paid the rest on that app. And then we was at 103. We did the whole line. We first we did the faucet in the front, and then we did the whole line in the house, and then the back restroom. A lot of these houses in South Park, like you basically got to dig in. You got to dig in under all of them and replace all the plumbing underneath the property. The line underneath the house, all the way to the line in the back of the yard connecting to the city. And then sometimes even the holes in the front, you got to replace like all the plumbing because these houses were built in like the 1940s and it has original plumbing. So you literally got to replace all of the plumbing. And a lot of times diggers are going to charge you $100 a foot. So I got a pretty good digger, and sometimes Jerome and his crew would dig it up. So, I'll pay him accordingly. I'm not paying $100 a foot. I'm paying like $1,200 just to dig it up. And then I'm paying him $1,200, like $1,000 to replace the line. And then I'm paying for all the material. So you're looking at like $5,000 for the line in the backyard, and sometimes including underneath the house, which is connected to the faucet and then the plumbing underneath the house. So man, you talking about like 8,000, then you're talking about like 3,000 inside, and then I think I did 600 on the back of 103, and then my flip, they dug up half of the line in the back, so I think he charged me $2,000 to dig back up and then to replace the line, and then I paid for the material. So you talking about I paid this man like $8,000 for the firehouse. I paid him like say $3,500 for 103, and then the flip I paid him like probably like $3,000 to $4,000. And then I'm getting this boy Randy some work. Like he's replacing receptacles. He's doing a little bit of electrical, blase. It's all good. Randy's staying in there a little bit, and which is okay because nobody's breaking in the house. So things is rolling. I'm paying up my electrician. I'm paying my general contractor. He's doing the laminate. He's doing the sheetrock. I'm paying, like, I don't really have time. I'm not really. And then I got a family. I got a kid. I got all this going on. I'm trying to have a social life, whatever. So this whole year has just been constant work, though. Constant work. Like, as soon as January hits, I'm going to pay like probably my last contract, and I'm probably going to, like, I don't want to say I'm going to take a hiatus, but I'm not going to do any more rental properties. I might do a couple of flips. I might partner up with like Gary Owens or something, and it's probably some other people like my brother-in-law, and then probably maybe even Allen in the future, and then probably Jason White too. Like, I'm just going to do just partnerships on flips, so I don't have to be all in with my capital and then wait 3 months for the flip. So I'm just going to start partnering up with people in 2024. But I'm not doing no more rental properties for a long time unless it's like a crazy deal. Like the last house that I got for like $75,000. So unless I get a house for like real cheap where it has $30,000, $40,000 of equity after the refinance, I'm good. So anyway, back to Jerome. So I'm not paying attention that I'm getting a water bill for that house every like month because it goes to my P.O. box. So I think the last year, I think it was like $1,000 or $200. And then I was on that flip. So I was like, hey, look, what's up? Like, you gonna pay for this? I was like, I could pay you out of what I owe you, and then, I pay it in full, and then we'll get it under your name. And then he was like, nah, I'm gonna take care of it. And that was like the biggest mistake that I did dealing with him. Because if I would have took care of that bill, that's like the majority of the money because he racked up another $1,000 in 2023. So 2022, $1,000, 2023, another $1,000. So it's probably like 2,200 now. And I told this fool, okay, let's rewind it. 103, he supposed to have dug up. He's supposed to have dug up under one. This is not the firehouse, it's the other house. The firehouse is good. I did a complete renovation. I replaced like everything, like the walls, the electrical, sheetrock. I got permits on everything. We good. Well, I thought we were good. So back to 103. It was like 100 degrees heat. And I told the fool, I was like, hey, look. I'll get my digging crew. We'll dig it up. And so you could just run up under the house and then repipe it. And he was like, no. He was like, why are you always trying to give other people to work? I just want to deal with plumbers. I was like, okay, that's cool. Go ahead. I'm going to pay you the $400 when you're done. So he dug it up like halfway and then he was done. And then this fool let his wife get in his ear. He was like, man, my wife told me you working me like a slave. And I'm working all the time. I was like, Jerome, I was like, man, I'm a businessman. I was like, I'm a businessman. You're a contractor. You're somewhat of a businessman. I was like, if your rent is paid every month and you get money on the side, you're getting constant work. Like what? Why? I was like, why are you gonna listen to your wife? I was like, if my wife would have told me that, I would have been like, I'm like, hey, look, all the bills are paid for. Mario's looking out. I'm getting money on the side. Blase. So he already did the flip when he got to that. So I had to get my other contractor Devin to finish that pipe job. So he owed me like $400. That's how much Devin charged me. He owed me $400. So I'm like, hey, look, just give me $100 every month, extra $100 every month. This is before like the water bill became the water bill. So I was like, just give me an extra $100 every month, and then we good, we solid. And he was like, okay. So 3 months transpire. Now the water bill becomes an issue. And somebody moved in 103. One of the pipes he connected to the galvanized pipe, he put PEX everywhere, and then he connected to the galvanized pipe like on the side of the house. He redid the whole ceiling coming down to the faucet, but he didn't connecting it to the back of the house, going down to the line to the city. He kept the original pipe. He's supposed to did a complete job. I paid him in full for that. And I was like, hey, look, go and fix that. If you don't fix it, I'm gonna charge you. And he was like, he came up with all these excuses. That's another thing. He never wanted to go back and fix these houses. The flip, I was like, hey, look, the faucet is still leaking. Go fix that. He didn't go back. So I had to go get another permit. And then I gave him $500 to pull the permit. He didn't pull the permit. It was just a lot of stuff, man. And I'm a really, really patient person. Like, I wanted to put hands on this man. Like, and the man could, like, I don't want to talk about that. So when it's all said and done, he owes me like at least $3,000, not including the water bill. He owes me $1,000 from the flip. He owes me another $1,500 from 103. And then he owed me another $500. He didn't tie in, I think, the AC down to the plumbing in that firehouse. And then the permit he's supposed to. So he owed me $3,000. I was like, hey, look, you owe me $3,000. I'm gonna settle for $2,000 plus the water bill. So look, give me $4,000. I was like, sell one of your cars. He got all mad. Blase. So basically, this is like a cautionary tale. I'm telling y'all, like, if y'all get any renovations and y'all start having a bunch of tenants, like I got 11 tenants now, do not do business with them on the side when it comes to fixing up your other properties, because this might happen. Like, I got too cool with him, and it's really my fault. I should have kept the business. I should have never let him work on any of my houses, and I just messed up. Now, bro owes me like $4,000. And so what I'm gonna try to do, I'm I'm gonna try to dispute it on the app. And if that don't work after I get my money on the first, I'm finna evict him. So, I mean, he could, say whatever he wants about the money he owes me on the properties he didn't want to go back and fix. But the water bill is that's documented, that's on the paper. Like he gotta pay that no matter what. Cause like people were telling me, well, what if he gets you $2,000? Like, well, I'm still gonna try to get the money on the app, and he's still gonna owe me that money no matter what, and I'm just gonna keep on evicting him until he pays me in full. Man, y'all have a nice day.